Hey everybody, hi, my name is Steven, welcome back to my channel, and I'll be introducing myself, myself, and I just want to let people know, whatever's going on in the world, don't freak out, just don't. There's already too much freaking out, there's already too much yelling, screaming, chaos. I've been dealing with that stuff for a very long time, right? Now, if everybody calmed the fuck down, if everybody just settled down, not calm the fuck down, but everybody just calm down, settle down, everything's gonna be fine. I know what you're probably saying to yourself. You're probably saying to yourself, you're going through hard times right now. And I've been through hard times myself too. But you'll get through it, I promise you. You gotta keep your head up. You'll get through it no matter what. You know? And I always tell myself that, if I don't get through, then what's the point, That's what I try to tell people, yeah. But another thing I want to say is, I don't want people to hate on me, for absolutely no reason, Social media, I would say social media is it's not the same as it used to be 5 to 10 years ago. It's not the same. It's changed a lot. I mean, I still use social media and stuff. I still use all that stuff. I love social media, but it's just that it's changed, and I think it's changed for the worse. For example, I don't think it's changed for the worse. I just think that whatever's happening on social media, it's creating so much toxic. There's so much algorithms, all this stuff. You browse, you doom scroll, you go through your phone, and then you realize, what's the point? People say something about, well, back in my generation, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have technology, we didn't have all that stuff. Let me tell you something, all right? If you really want to go back to that generation, if you really want to go back to the way how things were before the internet, then go outside, take a walk. Don't take out your phone, just take a walk. Just take a walk somewhere where you live and just take a breath, take a step, just take a nice, fresh air. Take a pile of fresh air, just inhale, right? Now, I'm not trying to come off like I know stuff or I don't know stuff, but, people should calm down, right? I mean, if I was in my head all the time, I'll probably be in my head all the time, but I just don't want to be in my head all the time. I want to be truthful with people. I want to let people know what's going on out there, what's going on with me, what's going on with society, and what's going on in America. I'm not trying to say that I don't want to say that, that we're all here for a purpose, We're all here for a purpose. Every single one of you guys, every single one that likes my videos, comments my videos, everybody who watches it. You guys mean the world to me, and we're all here for a purpose. We're not here just to exist. We're here to live on this planet. We're here to finish our purpose on this planet. We gotta try to finish this planet as much as we can. I mean, not as much as we can, but let's say that there's purpose. There's a purpose in this life, And I'm not saying that, whatever happens, happens. I'm saying that whatever happens, happens, right? So let's say, for example, if you grab, if I grab a cigarette and I smoke it. Okay. My bad. I mean, I smoke, but I don't really do it just because it's cool. I do it because it's fun. It's like a hobby for me. I've been smoking for a couple years now, but, yeah. That's a hobby that I like to do. So, everybody's so boring now. There's no one to talk to. I mean, I try to talk to people, I try to get to know people. I try to get to know the world and stuff. But I don't think the world is ready. You know, the world, if the world just accepted its reality, not the reality, but if the world accepted that, if the world accepted if the world just accepted the system for how it is, you know, I want to brag. I mean, I would brag, but I don't want to brag too much, you know. You gotta work what you got, you know. Shit, I'm working what I got, so, you know, I don't want people to freak out or anything, you know. I don't want people to question everything, you know. I just don't understand why there's so much problems with me. Well, let's say that if I didn't solve all these problems, or if I didn't cause all these problems, you know, let's say that if I was to cause all these problems, then what's the point of doing that, you know? I mean, what's the point of doing this? What's the point of doing that, you know? I'm trying to get at people. I'm trying to understand people. I'm trying to understand people, what people want, you know? I mean, what do people want, you know? Do people want to try to, you know, try to get in my head? I mean, if you want to get in my head, that's fine. But, you know, people should try to calm down. People should try to settle down. And people should calm the fuck down, you know? I don't want people to freak out. I don't want people to get overhead. I don't want people to start making jokes about stuff. I just want people to just settle down, you know? I want people to take a breath, take a step back, take a breath. I want you to do this really quick. I want you to, like, I'm going to do a beginner guide of how to take deep breaths. So, breathe in, breathe out. You know, you gotta take a fresh air, you know? And you're probably wondering to yourself, you know, what's the point of doing that? And I'm like, because it's pretty cool, you know? It's not cool, but like, let's say that you know, if you do something that you really like, or if you don't like, you could try to do it, but you don't have to do it, you know? It's just a tip. It's just a, you know, an idea, you know? But like, let's say that you know, let's say if I was the one who was saying all that stuff when I wasn't saying that stuff, then we'll know what's really going on. Well, I don't really understand why everybody has such a hatred towards a lot of things, you know. I don't really understand that, you know. People have serious problems with living and breathing. You know what I think? I think you should go outside, get some fresh air, take a walk, and come back to me when you have answers. And you actually try to talk to me. I mean, not talk to me, but you guys are already talking to me. But I want people to know what it is that people want from me. Like, what can I do to make people more happier? Instead of making myself, you know, instead of like giving out the bliss, you know, giving out the love, giving out the love that people deserve, you know, that the people really deserve to have, you know. I'm not trying to say that you don't deserve it. Some people deserve it, some people don't. Like all the reptilians out there, you know, with the shape heads, you know. I don't know about them, but you know, I wouldn't really want to fuck with them either, you know. Just people just need to calm the fuck down. That's all. You know. I'm not saying that like, you know, that like if I was the right root cause of the problem, I would be the root cause of the problem. But that's not true, okay? Just people, you know, just hold on. So I'm back what I'm doing. I want people to know that even if there was a problem, there can be a solution. There's a solution to everything. If there's not a solution, then I have to actually fix it. I'm not gonna fix it, but I could, you know. I mean, not fix anything, but what's the point, you know? Society is already broken. Society is already broken with money. not broken with money, but we have too much money. Like, society is being broken one by one by all this money in the world. Not just in the world, but in America in general. We have so much money in America that is creating a lot of corporate greed. You know, if we have too much greed, then the whole world's gonna go ballistic and the whole world's gonna freak out. Not the whole world's gonna freak out, but there's gonna be a lot of fights. There's probably gonna be a lot of drama with these companies because they want more money. They want more of this. They want more of that stuff. You know, the more of the supplies. You know, and I'm like, you know, what the fuck, you know. So, you know, I'm not trying to say that, you know, that I didn't do anything. I mean, I didn't do anything, that's for sure. But people just need to calm down about everything. You know? You know, another thing is, people get so hooked up, people get so hooked up that we don't know the difference between good and bad. You know? Or not good versus bad, but good versus evil. That's what people don't know, you know? That's why some people should read the Bible, you know, even though I haven't really read the Bible. I read some of it, but I haven't read all of it, you know. I like to read books. I like to read all kinds of stuff, you know. But sometimes I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. That's how we get older. That's how we get more wisdom. That's how we get more manlier, you know. Not technically true, but it's true, you know. That's all I want to say. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.